Hi everyone. If you are also a parent of a toddler or any other younger child under the age of 5 or 6, then watch this video till the end. My name is Salil and I make content regarding my experience, my parenting experience of a toddler child. And I also try to share some very basic tips and advices with people who are over the age of 35 and who want to start their parenting journey. Just a quick disclaimer that I'm not a doctor or a health professional, so any tips or advice which I provide are very basic and general in nature, but you should always consult your doctor or a health professional for your health concerns or any issues regarding your journey if you are unable to start your parenting journey. Right, so that being said, the topic for today's video is around your child's toddler or slightly older child's, mental health. Although at that age they're mentally very happy, so that's like a positive thing. But what I'm talking about, if you are also making this mistake as a parent, either accidentally, either intentionally, with good intentions of course, but the consequences could be harmful for your child. So what I'm talking about, scaring your child or children with the fear of darkness, and scaring them with consequences. So let's talk about the fear of darkness. First of all, even as adults, it is very natural to be scared of dark when it's dark outside, like after the sun sets and it becomes quite dark. That's not like unnatural. However, as children, they have even like they are more prone to be scared of darkness. Maybe not every child, but most of the children are. So, as parents, it is our responsibility to make sure that we are not adding on to that fear. If you are also a person from, say, an Indian origin, either living in India or living abroad, like myself, so you would know that it's very common for people like us to scare our children with darkness or scare them with consequences if they are not obeying to us. First of all, at that age, like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, we have to understand that it's quite difficult for children to obey us because their brains haven't developed fully well, and they're naturally very bubbly, energetic, and they want to do lots and lots of fun. So it's only we adults who try to like measure things, but in children world there's nothing like the word measure doesn't exist. If they want to have unlimited fun, they will try like all possible means to do that. So but there sometimes some situations arise where we as parents have to make sure that they remain safe or they don't do anything nasty. And in that spirit, we somehow make this mistake of scaring them with the fear of darkness. So kids are like naturally a little bit afraid, so we should not add in onto that fear, because once that fear is instilled or gets solidified in their minds, it is very difficult to take them out of that. So they will always be scared of the dark. They will always feel underconfident when they even have to approach, say, a corner of the house which is not very well lit. So if you are making that mistake in the moment to just get the work done, or like prohibit them from doing something, maybe at that time you are successful, but in the long run, both you and your child are both unsuccessful, unfortunately. So it's like a humble request to all the parents, not use this tactic, and do not even let anybody else use this tactic or mistake with your child, because many a times your children might somebody else might be babysitting, like some older cousin, or say your sister or your cousin's sister or anybody. So don't let them make this mistake also with your child, because the consequences can be long lasting or everlasting. And we won't realize it now, but only when they grow up. But by then it will be like too late for them. So that is one thing. I hope you're not doing that. The second thing is like, scaring them with consequences. This is more applicable in the case of a toddler when, as I mentioned in many of my previous videos, when they start hitting the parents because they are either tired, they are hungry, they are disappointed, they are sad, or we have had to say no to them multiple times. So they're just expressing their frustration or anger with their tiny hands. So um, I agree that, in today's time, especially if you're living abroad, just like myself, even our like as parents, our emotional batteries are also not fully charged all the time, because we have to make sure we have to do all the tasks and chores by ourselves. There's very like limited help in terms of like manpower. So it is but natural that, if we are tired and if the child is troubling us like continuously or for a long time, we inadvertently tend to scare them with like consequences, like if you don't listen to me, I will do this, or if you do this, then I will do that. So like maybe once or twice it might work out, but if that becomes like a pattern, uh, it has like two consequences. The first is, if the child is smart, which the most of them are, they will understand that it's just like a hoax, and they will become even more resistant to that. And you will see them repeating or repeating the same behavior more and more often, or whenever they feel like, teasing you or troubling you. Or the second one is like they will also learn that from you, and very soon when they grow up, like when they are like 7, 8, 9, 10, that kind of age group, they will use the same tactic back at you. And I think at that time you will just feel helpless and you won't be able to do much about it, instead of getting more angrier, uh, without realizing that you accidentally, inadvertently, or sometimes intentionally sow that seed into them. And it's just the tree which you are seeing many years later grow up. So I hope you're not making these two mistakes with your toddler or even a slightly older child, because eventually in the long run, both you and your child will suffer, your relationship will suffer, and you may end up with regrets or what ifs. So I think both situations are not good. So with that message, I want to end this video. If you like this, please share this with your friends who have little children. If you leave a like or a comment, I will be more than happy. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Take care.